You wrote an article before we go to break. The stadium fight between the Browns and the city of Cleveland, it's getting unnecessarily uglier than it needs to be. Take us through that.
Yeah, maybe this is me being naive a little bit, and I understand there's political pressure, and politicians need to make public statements, and they need to defend or look like they're defending their constituents, and I get that. Um, and I'm not just blaming, the city of Cleveland or the county or anybody. I'm not just blaming the public sector. I think the Browns have a giant role in this too. I just think they should have been able to come to an understanding by now without both teams having to go file lawsuits, without the Browns filing a lawsuit that could strike down the quote unquote Modell law, which would open the doors potentially for other professional sports teams in Ohio to leave. And I think that's what that lawsuit will do is it's going to get it ruled unconstitutional or too vague or whatever, where it's going to be unenforceable. And I think that is a negative. I just think it didn't need to become as contentious as it did. There's a million reasons why it got there. And I still think both sides will be able to come to an agreement because I think the Browns are moving to Brook Park. And I think there's been enough pushback from enough entities, City of Cleveland, Cuyahoga County, even the Ohio Attorney General is in on the city's lawsuit to prevent the move, that the Browns are going to have to make a significant financial, whatever, reimbursement to the city to get this move accomplished. And hopefully, on top of that, is some goodwill and taking a lead role in the development of the lakefront, like the Haslam's have always said they want to do. I just don't. I just don't think it needed to get to where it is. And now it's a little bit hazy about will the move even go through, and even more than that is just bickering and a fight over money and land and all that that I just think is ugly.
You know, and again, I was covering the team regularly when they moved to Baltimore. In my mind, the Modell law was to prevent somebody from moving from this city to that city, not from this city to a suburb. I just don't. I get the whole public. You're taking public tax. I get that, but the notion of that law was never you can't move from here to the suburbs. That wasn't what was intended by that.
No, I agree completely, and that's a huge part of this. And I think that's why I don't know, silly is the right word, but that's why I don't. I think the city is fighting a battle that it can't win. Is that even if it was ruled that the Modell law is constitutional and you can't move a team out of state without trying to get a residents to buy it or offering the city a chance to buy it, I think in this case, whatever judge or court could just say, no, they're moving to Brook Park. It's 13 miles away. All the same fans can go. All the same fans can watch. So that's part of this whole battle that, they're using this law, which I guess by the letter it applies, but I don't think in spirit it was meant for this at all.
No, and I would agree wholeheartedly. And I think, and again, I don't want to minimize it, but I'm with you. I think it's kind of foolish what you're arguing over semantics right now, and I think the city's trying to save face, which that's never a good situation when politicians are trying to do that.